Streaming. Green. Oh, hello. Good. Good. It's working. Good. I was a bit worried that it wouldn't have worked. Hello. It has been a while since I've done something with this channel. I've tried a bunch of things, but none of them I felt were finished enough to upload. So this time we're going to try something a little bit interesting. It's a long challenge because I like to go for the long haul, I guess. Right now it is about 7 p.m. Eastern, August 31st, 2019. No, I guess I should establish the rules for this challenge before we go in. It has to be a game that you could have legally purchased at one point in time. You can still use emulation, but you can't use like flash games or things that you made yourself. I think that maybe remakes would count as a different playthrough, but ports of the same game do not count as separate games. Every single game I beat must be different. And so I'm starting with a game that is quick and easy. I don't have to go for 100%. I just have to beat the game and get out of demo mode. And why am I doing this on YouTube? To stay a little bit more organized, because Twitch is kind of I'm kind of doing everything there. So every single new game must be fresh, and every game has to be at least on medium or normal difficulty. I can't go easier than that. And a bunch of other obvious stuff too. No in-game cheats. Glitches are kind of iffy because sometimes you can't really predict it. It's online for everyone else. One of my moderators is saying that the stream is offline.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist.
Is it offline for you guys?
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first.
Okay, good. It's online for everybody. Good. So, Spyro the Dragon, you need to get 50 dragons and a bunch of gems. I don't know the exact amount. So basically, it's going to be exactly the same as a 100% run until Beast Makers, I think. When I get to Beast Makers, I could just rush the ending. No, I haven't had to go to stage 3 for the Cyberstalker. They have left me alone. The remaster is currently not on the PC yet. While I'm doing these flight levels, I really can't pay attention, so give me like a minute or a few while I take care of this. All streams for this particular record attempt are going to be done on this channel, this little thing. I don't know if I'm actually going to hit a record. I don't think a record has been recorded about this. Hacking my Wii system? No. I am not at all expertise enough for that. I play this game a lot, yeah. I mean, as a kid, when you got like only 5 games on a console, you learn to live with playing the same few games over and over again. Ah, the train. I have almost missed the train. Anyway, even if the remake does come out on PC, I probably won't be playing it on this channel or streaming it. When I was doing the crowdfunding campaign for Going Around, at one point I did try to do the Crash Bandicoot remakes, and my computer could not handle recording while I'm playing it. My computer could definitely run the game, it just couldn't record while doing it. I'm pretty sure that Spyro is going to be in the same camp. Well, it looks like we're off to a rough start. That's alright. The game must have an ending, like a final level, a final boss, credits you can hit. I can't just make... If you'd have to make up an arbitrary endpoint, then the game wouldn't count. I will definitely have to check that out when it comes out, though. On some level, this is kind of like a speedrun, but it's more of a marathon than a sprint that speedrun. I am good. Oh, my computer can record and run Skyrim. Skyrim is almost a decade old at this point. Yes, ports... Well, that's not always the case. Like, if the game is a completely different version, then yeah, I would say it counts. And I'm not talking just like, the Game Boy version of the Gex games. The Harry Potter games... were different on each console. Like, the PC version of Sorcerer's Stone is nothing like the PlayStation version. Yeah, I know, I gotta start using this one more. Hopefully I still have monetization features on this thing. So the strategy, obviously, is to go with as many short and easy games as possible. Although in the course of 365 days, I'm probably going to run out of those. And if you're wondering, my target definitely is at least 365. Well, yeah, people try to speedrun Cookie Clicker. They'll speedrun anything.
Spyro, want to know a secret?
Action 52 can't be beaten. Yeah, RPGs is kind of something you want to avoid in this challenge. I really want a Switch, but a Switch is expensive, and all my monies is going to passion projects. So a Switch would not be the best investment. Oh yeah, Link to the Past. We'll probably take that one out, too. I am not crowdfunding a Switch. That would be not fun. Or not wise. Fun. Do I have plans to do more challenge runs? Sure. I just don't have the patience. I just have a hard time being consistent and seeing through things to the end. I've always had this problem where I get into something and then my interests change and then I really have to do this other thing. Very few of my interests have coalesced for long periods of times. I am trying to beat games, just period. 100% doesn't get me anything. Just beating the games is what I need. And because next year is a leap year, my target goal is at the 7 p.m., I guess, on August 30th of 2020. If you got a Switch, which games did you get? That new Animal Crossing would probably be a starter. That's why I got a DS. And a 3DS. Animal Crossing tends to be the reason I buy new Nintendo consoles. Yeah, I tried that. Like, I was doing a bunch of things on Twitch. Which is where I normally do streaming and game things. And people get to see the challenges that I try and give up on. You can recommend games, but I'm probably going with my own instincts, memories, and guts on this. Like, I know which games I'm going to have a fun and easy time with. Am I done Twitch streaming? I have no idea. It depends what kind of, if this pays off more. Like, I do think that super chats are actually enabled here. Have you thought of doing a Growing Around Minecraft sitting? Yes, but I am not that good at Minecraft building. I haven't... I've never played Battle for Bikini Bottom, but I hear it's very popular. I have not played the Spyro Reignited trilogy because... Oh, they're not? I don't think that's my fault, though. If you don't get a certain amount of views in a certain amount of time, then YouTube doesn't allow you to monetize, so yay. Yeah, I know. It would be impossible for me not to hear something like that. What about the SpongeBob movie game? Nah, Super Sponge for the PlayStation. Now that's the best SpongeBob game ever. Ah, the square button's getting stuck. Well, I can use emulators. I can't use emulator functions.
Watch the dragonflies.
Switch
His
the
color
accounts
indicates his power.
to
When
challenge
he eats
accepted.
butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Let's see. YouTube Studio. Let's see if I can figure out anything there. Have you considered, do you plan to redo old reviews? I've definitely toyed with that. Right now, like, I'm trying to find videos that are hard-hitting, you know? Videos that can, compete with some of the views of my older videos. That's one of the most annoying things about making internet content, I'd have to say. That sometimes your lesser videos,
When you free a dragon or step on one of their
like ones that were actually toxic, are the ones that are most popular. LSD Dream Emulator does have an ending, but it would take far too long just to add one to my count. Like, I don't even know if it would help me here if I got desperate. I wanted to redo 12-ounce mouse for a while ago. I just postponed it indefinitely because an actual DVD of the show costs over $100, which is more than they paid to make the show. What's the record here? I don't know, because I don't think anyone's ever recorded it. Will this... I believe it will be. The Earthbound stream is still up here somewhere. I don't have Ratchet & Clank. I believe it's the complete series DVD. After Certified Super Sitter, I don't think I could one-up anything else Fairly Odd Parents. I think that that series is kind of done. Alright, let's go to settings.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
Which do you prefer, streaming on YouTube or Twitch? I will say that I think YouTube has the better infrastructure. I don't notice lag problems as much when I stream on YouTube, ever, even with a VPN on, which is something that I can't say for Twitch. And I mean, Twitch has screwed up a lot lately. Like, they've made utter jokes of themselves. If I didn't explain it in the review, I don't think I could explain it better now to why that episode is so terrible. I barely even remember a lot of it. I am not going for 100% unless it's like Banjo-Kazooie where there is no reason not to. Yeah, although YouTube has actually made some good moves lately in regards to copyright. I'm actually surprised that they're kind of doing a couple of things good. I mean, they're not perfect. Like I said, them trying to appeal so hard to kids can easily get them in trouble with the FTC. And honestly, they deserve it. Would you consider Mixer? I don't know. Oh, Pro Jared, why did that come up? I have been keeping up to date with it, and I know all of the modern information. I don't think I can use language like that on YouTube. Mikey. But yes, I do. That is funny. I probably would not have.
Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss has through a portal behind me.
Okay, my videos here are still being monetized.
You are ready.
So, I'm going to have to figure out, Super Chats. Here. No, Homer Badman becoming a reality isn't funny at all. It's very sad. Like, I've heard other news today about someone who has basically killed themselves because of accusations. One of the Night in the Woods developers. A single superpower, I would be able to stop time. Hello. The roll is not useless. Stop saying it's useless. It's the only way to get through these guys without getting hit. And honestly, I'm pretty sure this is what you have to do in the reignited gulp fight. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game. There are too many major video game companies for me to answer that question. Wait, come in, come in. Rhythm-based game. I don't want to be copyright claimed. Thank you. The next review is in editing. And it's actually something that I said I would never review. But I changed my mind.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think
Blada
I saw
blada.
a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
Alright. Yeah, this guy is devious. What's the It's in editing? And if Crimson was hinting correctly, it's nearly done. The game must have been legally available for purchase somewhere. That way I can't just play a bunch of free online browser games. Or, you know, make a bunch of really easy games myself. Thank you. There's a lot of things I want to review, but I just don't have time to get to all of it. I wish I did. I don't have any of the new Wolfenstein games. Most Atari games can't be beaten. They don't have endpoints. I think I just managed to enable super chats. If anybody wants to refresh the page or anything like that. No, even Pet Sitter Pat, the original, did have a joke that I liked. It's when Patrick got hit by the phone.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid?
No, I've never heard Imagination. Ah, alright. As long as I know that they're enabled, so... Am I going to finish the Nuzlocke? If I'm going to finish anything is usually an up-in-the-air question. I think Uncle Grandpa is the only thing that hit me like that. I don't know if I can beat the original 3 Sonic games. I am not good at Sonic. At least the 2D ones.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the L2 and R...
Oh yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I think Uncle Grandpa hit me a little bit more in that regard. I just have no feelings on Uncle Grandpa whatsoever. There is Sonic 06. Yeah, games like that are one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to make any rules about glitches. Because sometimes when the game glitches out, it's not my fault. Yeah, I could play the beginner's guide again. It's probably gonna happen. Stanley Parable as well.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Oh, did you know that you get your longest glide?
What makes... I didn't say it was more relatable. I felt more in it. There were some things I did like, some things I didn't like, just nothing significant. I mean, like, I don't know what you'd get out of me streaming the beginner's guide. It's an experience you should experience on your own. Doom might be good if I was better at it. This is the first one.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in...
Game Boy titles? We're probably going to be playing the Super Mario Land games. It would be stupid not to play through 2 or this. That's gross, and I'm not an eating record person. If you want to look at eating challenges, you can find them on YouTube easily. My first editor? I believe we're on good terms. Although we've kind of grown apart and haven't talked to each other in a very long time, that's just what happens. Like, I think she has a job in the animation industry. I'm not too sure, though.
Thank you for releasing me.
Okay, this level's done. Opinions on Pro Jared? Is there anything more for me to say? You should watch his latest video on his main channel if you want the full context of everything. I barely remember anything I did for the original Rocket Monkeys review. What the hell? Okay, where the hell are the final 2 gems? Do walking simulators count as games? Good question. Okay, my square button keeps malfunctioning. I hope that's not going to be a problem. Alright, where the hell are the other two? Oh, there they are. Yes, I assume it is. I mean, I am not screaming most of the time because my voice seems to get tired more and more lately, and I don't know why. Has there ever been something technically inept, whether in visuals or audio, that you couldn't do a review? Good question. I don't know. I think both Beginner's Guide and Stanley Parable count. Like, I mean, what's the minimum amount of gameplay that you need? As long as the game has an endpoint. Now we go to everyone's favorite level, Dry Canyon. Oh, yeah. I know all about the anti-pirate stuff in Spyro 3. Because that's what kept happening when I tried to emulate the game. Quick tip in Spyro, you actually charge faster if you do this. Stay on the ground as little as possible. Ah! And stay out of the muck water. I don't watch Penguin Z0 very often. Actually, no, we want to keep going this way. I can never remember the fastest way of completing this level. I never can. Oh, I would always go with Spyro over Crash. Four and 6 hours.
Dry Canyon.
You gotta think of games that can be beaten in under an hour. Let's see. On some level, yeah, I am grateful for the Splinter. Considering that it did spark me to doing the reviews that have given me a career. No, I know a good source of games that can be beaten very quickly. Just taste matters to me. Will there be any Fountain of Youth episodes? There's no magic in the world. So there is no Fountain of Youth, although at some point I'm sure I'm going to have a character go looking for one. Well, I mean, bad media has significance in the world, too. Like, as time has gone on, I've learned to appreciate it more and more. Like, my growing around thing was inspired by a piece of bad media. Actually, on some level, it's inspired by multiple pieces of bad media. Are there cartoonish physics? Yeah.
That you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you're a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known?
I forget.
I'm not spoiling everything for you, Julian. There is a growing around Discord server. It's one of the only ones that I talk in publicly. I played and beat Kirby's Adventure. We'll probably be taking that on at some point. The only Sonic game I'm versed in is Sonic Heroes. So Sonic is probably not the place I'm going to go looking. Never played Kirby Air Ride. How do you feel about the freedom of speech? Well, I mean the freedom of every freedom doesn't mean the freedom from consequences. It's really a pointless statement that means nothing. I have the freedom to go to the store, but that doesn't mean I have the freedom from the consequences of going to the store. Heroes is alright with some bits of frustration. I don't think so. I've never heard of Jack Stauber, no. If I am going to play Sonic Heroes for this, it's going to be the GameCube version, because that's the only emulator from that generation I could get working. Do you watch anime? Rarely. What's the weirdest piece of media that you own? That's a good question. I don't know. The version of Sonic Heroes that I grew up with, though, is the Xbox version. I did finish the top 100. I didn't finish the top 20. If you were rating the 1001 and one... what? We already redid the 1001 book. That's on the channel. Will you play worst games of all time? I'll probably be playing Rascal for this because it's short. Will there be more mixed messages? Yeah, I've already written up one on environmentalism. Oh yeah, Mouse Hunt, that's cool. I watch it all the time. Okay, I might not play many PlayStation games until I can get this square button fixed. I don't know. Like I said, it's generally a crapshoot as to whether I finish things. Yes, technocracy is still a thing. The final part
How's
isn't
a
editing.
dragon supposed to flame metal armor any?
I said a long time ago that a lot of the times I feel like Professor Calamitous from Jimmy Neutron, and that's still true. I've gotten better, but it's still true. If your words cause something bad to happen. I know what it means. But at the same time, like, if you go to the store and you get mugged, you still had the freedom to go to the store, but not the freedom from consequences. Like yelling fire in an open theater. The things that I don't think people should be allowed to say are very, very limited. I haven't played the hardest games yet, so I wouldn't know. Go! There we go. Like, when people say the freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences, I get what it means, like, and I get what the idea is and the people in genuine faith who say it. Like, you shouldn't get mad if you say hurtful things and people end up getting hurt and offended and all of that, and you end up losing relationships. But no, they say it like... They say freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences, usually in response to people getting censored. Basically, getting their freedom of speech revoked. What do you do to get yourself in the mood for reviewing or recording? I usually don't do it. It's usually a piece of media that does it. I'm not falling! Play up. I don't have a 3DS capture card. David Koch's death? I don't really have many thoughts, no. I don't like thinking about death in general. I've never had much of a use for a 3DS capture card. What is it like being asexual? It's in a world where sex is being more and more openly talked. First of all, on some level, it's not, but it's difficult. I actually think that we're in an era where talking about sex is getting more and more taboo. Like, for about a decade, it was getting to be more and more openly talked about, but now we're going the other way, back to the repression. I mean, think of what happens if you make a sexual joke in the workplace. Goodbye career and future prospects. That's not being more open about sexuality. Really isn't.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown.
Sure, romance is definitely possible without sex. Junior high school mentality? You mean that everything is about sex jokes? Being aromantic and asexual junior high and high school was the absolute worst. If I can make a permanent change? Good question, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that episode. I haven't seen season 5 of BoJack, so... Can what get worse? Was a good joke from a bad review? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Star ratings. How's the last tech? It's with editing. I don't have any input at this stage. When something is in editing, there's nothing I can directly do anymore. And with technocracy, that's sometimes a problem, considering how information gets updated. Would you consider editing yourself in the same time? I have done that occasionally. I did edit the first Mixed Messages episode, but I hate editing. Like, I don't think I've come across anybody who actually likes editing anything. Like, I mean, thank you, Josh Nolan. Like, some people, a lot of people like being cartoonists and drawing. Nobody likes actually animating. I like making online videos. I do not like editing. And and my own mental state makes it very easy for me to do tedious work like editing and animating. And I do not like editing and animating. It's like grinding in an RPG without the Skinner box telling you that you leveled up. Who is my editor or my editors? Whoever edits my videos is usually listed in the specific review.
Thank you for releasing me.
No, Wizard's Coast has the Amanda Show theme. What's my favorite food? Fettuccine Alfredo. What makes Pokemon more enjoyable than other ones? Well, for one thing, evolution. It basically tells you how much you should grind for. And you can make your own party matchup. You don't get a million party members that are mandatory at some point in the game that you never use otherwise, so they never get leveled up.
Hey,
How do Pokemon Sword and Shield look? I don't know, but I know the controversies. You know, how the most profitable media company in the world apparently doesn't have enough money to make all of the Pokemon in this game, despite the fact that all the models were made beforehand and future-proofed. Yeah, the whole bring back national dex movement thing, which got really crazy. Pokemon announced that Sword and Shield would not have the complete national dex, because something, they couldn't afford it, or something. Well, you'll have to look into it yourself. A lot of people got mad. A lot of people got too mad, but a lot of people did get justifiably annoyed. I mean, people still hate the third generation to this day because you couldn't bring forth your previous generation's Pokemon. But beyond that, there is very little excuse for Game Freak to not put forth their A game and contain everything they have. I mean, like I said, Pokemon literally is the most profitable media franchise in the entire world. They could easily pull off an open world kind of deal like you see everywhere else. It is if you actually hire people, which you can do with a billion-dollar enterprise, which they don't want to do, I guess.
done well.
And yeah, Pokemon probably should chill out. It's not really meant to be a once-a-year franchise. Oh my god, where is this? Will there be DLC? I don't know. That would probably be a terrible move. Alright, see ya. I don't know. It gets to a point where if you want to get moral and not just touch pieces of the animation industry, at some point you're going to have to not touch any of it. Because the animation industry is so fucking insane. Like, the animation industry as a whole is terrible. And that's all to do with the nature of animation itself. I think the animation industry is probably even worse in Japan, considering animators in Japan get no respect whatsoever. Yes, there is a way to overhaul the industry. We need animation's unity, something that makes it technically easy to animate. Lower the barrier of entry, so anybody... Like, if you could make an animation program that's easy to use as Go Animates, but allows you to do a more wide variety of things, that would help a great deal. Like, we just need better tools. As I said, animators are essentially doing what they did in the early 1900s. They're drawing the same thing over and over and over again, frame by frame. Computers could easily do in-betweens, and nobody wants to do in-betweens. Computers can easily do shading, which is something else that nobody wants to do. Computers can do coloring. What games are you including this challenge? Any games possible that have an ending. You gonna keep... Okay. Well, Blender is 3D animation. Some sandbox games do have an ending, they're just usually very difficult to reach. That was stupid. Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that most independent animation right now is 3D, because that we actually do have the tools that allow people to make 3D animated things. Without the tedium. Yeah, I like the world of Spyro's games. Yeah, I have Blender, I just have no idea how to use it. I have a lot of tools like that I just don't know how to use. Thank you, Griffin. Interesting that this is as far as I got in the 1 hour mark. Thank you. How far am I? That's a hard question to tell. Like, this is the end of the second world, but at some point, right now I'm basically doing it like it's 100% run, but as soon as I have enough stuff, I'm just gonna rush the ending. I have a mind for small details. Not just helps me in my reviews, but it helps me bring other worlds to life. Again. Okay. We're doing this again. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, the bosses in this game are terrible. Thank you, SSJ3. Do I have a favorite video game boss? No, I usually suck at bosses. Yes, I played Terraria. I don't think I could beat that one on my own, though. Good question. In my experience, bosses are usually too tough or too easy, with very little in between. Bad movies or cartoons that I actually enjoy, you might see something like that in the next review. QuickTime events are stupid. Like I said, during these flight levels, I can't really talk much. I am glad the controllers, for some reason, don't seem to upset my wrist. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's mouse clicking that does it in for me. The Great Mighty Pooh is actually a legitimate boss, though. Like, it is reasonable to fail at the Great Mighty Pooh. Could you ever see yourself as a video game boss? I think like most kids, I probably imagined myself as one a few times. '94. I don't know. Okay, well, where's the stuff? This isn't a big level. Where's my treasure? I'm losing time. Oh, there it is. Derp-de-doo. Oh yeah, there's a Captain Planet game on the NES. It's garbage. Because I don't like doing the Atrocity Notebook pages anymore. Like, I think in the Captain Planet game, the B button of all things is what you use to pause the game. And the select button, like, the start of the select button makes you choose your ammo. Like, the button configuration in that game is wrong. Actually, I could stop getting eggs altogether.
When
I love the sound effects. See you. To your favorite piece of media? I don't know. I don't know. I don't do scores in my reviews, but technically speaking, the scores are already there. It's either good or it's not. Hiya, Crimson. Will you ever review a show made by Deke Animation? I think I might have already. I don't know. Like, they were pretty prolific. See ya. I can't answer that question. Of course Spyro can be revitalized. They just need to make a new game. As much as I like the remakes, you need to make something new, please. I would love to have a 5th good Spyro game. Ah! I enjoyed A Hero's Tale and I'm sticking with it. Enter the Dragonfly is terrible. It is one of the worst games I have ever played. Hero's Tale was good, though. Although some people really don't like it, and I don't know why. I mean, yes, in the game, Spyro himself is an ass hat, but the actual gameplay was pretty fun. I enjoyed A Hero's Tale. And it wasn't because Dragonfly tainted my view. I played Hero's Tale before Dragonfly. Is it possible to play as someone overpowered? Maybe. I don't know. Depends what kind of game it is. Like in Minecraft, you can play overpowered and not get bored there.
Great work, Spyro.
SpongeBob's gonna have an interesting 2020, huh? I don't even know if Teen Titans Go is even, like, relevant anymore. I don't think anybody really cares about it. Like, I think even its own fan base is kind of dwindling. Well, I'm sure somebody somewhere cares. Nothing is really irrelevant on the internet. Why do I keep missing one gem here in every single level? No, I haven't played Hotline Miami. I'm missing a lot, badly. Which is not a great start for this. I mean, considering I'm only trying to beat the game and not 100%, it's probably not that important, but still. Is something amusing. Oh, I said I was doing a lot of things that may or may not have ever come into fruition. Mario, Luigi, Wario, or Waluigi. If you beat Super Mario Bros. 2, you have to play as Toad. That's how the game works. So, how many games do you think I can beat by a year's time? A lot of people, when I brought up the question on Twitter, said it was a very low... They gave me very low numbers, like 19. 200? That's a good estimate. $100? That's also a good estimate. 666. It's probably going to be not higher than 265. Well, how much time do you have? Honestly, the question literally depends on how much streaming pays me. Yeah, I have 1 year. Well, 365 days. I don't want to say 1 year because 2020 is a leap year, and I didn't want to wait a full year to start this. My shifting interests? I don't think so, considering I could just play another game. My only goal here is to beat the game. Yes, 2020 is a leap year. Every year divisible by... Oh, God, I forgot how fast these things are. Every year divisible by 4, except every 400 years is a leap year. No, wait, I got that wrong. Every 4 years is a leap year, unless the year ends in 00, unless it's also divisible by 400. Because the cosmic opera does not care about our stupid concept of time. If someone is only born, they usually celebrate their birthday on the 28th or the 30th. I don't have the patience to watch that much Teen Titans Go. It's not the worst thing ever, but I still don't watch it very often. I don't like it. If you were given immortality, what would you do first? I don't know what I'd do first. I would eventually do everything. Yeah, March 1st. Derp. The cave section terrified me when I was a kid. Ah, shit. Yes, this is an any percent run. And, by the end of this, you're going to see all kinds of weird games that I like to play in my own spare time. Games that usually aren't great enough to be on any of the lists or interesting enough for a challenge. Games like Amazing Island, or the GameCube version of The Hobbit. Spiders keep interrupting. Oh. Ah. Yes, I do plan on doing Spyros 2 and 3. I'll probably review the original SpongeBob again at some point. Just not Camp Coral. I refuse to even watch Camp Coral. Good. I have to go fill up my water. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Stream's a slave, what? Oh, gotta get these gems. Hiya! You gonna try any new games in the challenge? Probably. I mean, I've beaten a lot of games in my life. I don't think I've beaten 365 of them. How do you emulate without having to worry about viruses or malware? You gotta know where to find the stuff. But seriously, it's pretty easy. If a website is asking you to download an exe file, don't. That's basically the number one rule. Like, I believe CoolROMs does that, which is a site I avoid. Can body swap episodes be done well? I love body swaps, I just wish they were done well more. I hope they could be done well, because I wrote one. So, let's hope they can be. If you want to hear a secret, it's still possible to access the ROMs on Emu Paradise. You didn't hear from me, and I'm not telling you how to do it, but it's possible to do.
Where you can learn to fly.
Oh, yeah, there are many other websites as well. Lost episode creepypastas are stupid. Creepypastas in general are kinda really stupid. Come on, let's move it along. This is the hardest speedway, I think, in the original trilogy, so I need to focus. Oh god, do I need to focus. I don't even know if I'm doing things in the right order. Come on, come on. Not gonna make it. First try. Try that again? No. Did it? I haven't watched much Dragon Ball Z. Hey, an extra life. Now this is the place with the Amanda Show theme. I think the reason why I like body swap episodes so much is because it's basically a fish out of water story that you can get really creative with, just changing up people's characteristics and lives. I enjoy messing with my character's psychology on such a level, and personality swaps are also pretty interesting. You could do a lot of interesting things just making a character, well, different. In my own series, I've had several plots with that happening. One of them was a body swap, one of them was a personality swap, and another one was they were all basically actors playing their characters in the show. Oh yeah, Steven Universe's body swap episode was not good because Steven was an asshole. Wasn't so much body swap as it was body theft. No, I don't play GTA. Worst Steven Universe episode. Good question. Like, the times that Steven Universe has frustrated me the most rarely has to do with what's the actual with the actual episodes. Like the episode for Steven's birthday, it wasn't a bad episode, or it wouldn't have been if they didn't just drop everything when the planet was in desperate danger and could have been destroyed at any moment. A fact which they brought up in the episode. Yeah, the world can be destroyed at any moment, but it's okay if we take an episode break just to have a birthday party. Like, Steven Universe is a classic story of trying to have your cake and eat it too, and both being an everyday slice-of-life thing and trying to tell an epic story. It's possible to do, but Steven Universe does not succeed in doing it.
Welcome to Wizard Peaks. This is my favorite supercharged spot.
I haven't watched the Loud House spin-off because I really don't like Ronnie Ann. Her first 2 episodes were absolutely terrible, and that gave me a very bad impression of the character. Save the Date is one of my least favorite episodes of the show because it's just that goddamn demented. Yes, Lori, make Lincoln go on a date with his bully just to save your own vapid relationship. Brilliant idea. Steven Universe has had ups and downs. Anyway, opposite plots, I don't see many of them. There we go. Just love the color palette of this level. All the nice whites and blues. I haven't seen enough Adventure Time to really give you my opinions on individual episodes. Yeah, that is definitely a problem with Steven Universe. Eventually, I'm going to see all the Adventure Time episodes. That's kind of what I seem to do. It seems like we've grown beyond a series of individual episodes. Now everybody just binges entire seasons. Will there be tech or bio? I don't know what you mean by that. What's a biology-based power? Or a tech-based power, for that matter. Yeah, social media has kinda gotten insane. And if you're wondering if I'd known how bad Twitch would have gotten, Twitch would probably have gotten its own episode of Technocracy. Like, the favoritism that Twitch has been pulling, it's just the most flagrant that the most blatant I have ever seen on any platform. Well, there is no biology-based heroes in Growing Around, but yeah, there are going to be people who are going to use technology to help themselves. Like jetpacks and virtual reality, that kind of stuff does exist. And some people will probably use it to their advantage. Why don't you play GTA? I don't know. Okay, this is the last collectathon level I think I need to worry about. Oh yeah, the fan-submitted translations on Pro Jared's videos. I heard about that. And now you know I don't allow fan-submitted translations on my videos. Cool in the future that people could join. I don't know exactly what you're getting at. My thoughts on the Wii U? Never played it. Probably never going to, because anything decent it had on it has been ported to the Switch. Yeah, I used to be that way, but right now, time is of the essence. I mean, it might not seem directly at that, but I do want to get in as many games as I can. Okay, I hate this boss because it's never clear when you're actually supposed to hit them. Jet Set Radio, but I prefer Jet Set Radio Future, which has not been ported to the PC, because I don't know. Yes, I still like The Loud House. It just has a lot of bad episodes. Like, more bad episodes than most good cartoons. Oh my god. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I've seen that happen, but I don't think there's a name for that trope, birthday. Give me this. Will I watch the Loud House movie if it comes out? Yeah, I probably will get to Spyro 3, even though it's the longest of the Spyro games. I gotta stick with short and easy, and Spyro 3 is kinda neither. Wait a minute. Okay. I know what's the issue. Yeah, let's make a magic trick happen. I forgot. It's been so long since I haven't played this game 100%. You think it would be... I've never beaten GoldenEye. I've never gotten past the first level on that one because of it has aged very, very poorly. Will you review PPG? I've tried reviewing that series again, but Powerpuff Girls 2016 actually really grosses me out just to talk about. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like, just thinking about the show actually gives me the skeevies. Part of it's because of the drama, part of it's because of the stuff that's put in the show, but it disgusts me more than Seth MacFarlane ever could. After the entire internet complained that you had the Powerpuff Girls twerking, people ragged on you for months and months and months. In another episode, you make it so the girls start twerking again. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Seriously. The episode Once Upon a Townsville? No. I don't know what else to say, but no. Making the love interest of one of your main characters look like one of the adult showrunners. No. Like, it's not so much that you're doing things wrong. You're doing things wrong that nobody should tell you that you shouldn't be doing. I don't know what amphibia is. I don't want to say that the people behind Powerpuff Girls 2016 are doing anything actively malicious or they're bad people or anything. It's just the messages and the vibe that the show itself gives is just I don't want to even think about. I mean, it will be on the worst of the 2010s list. Where Teen Titans Go won't be, but still. We're not doing treetops this run. It's not a 100%. Hit him. Good. What's the worst in... They're both different kinds of disgust. Disgust is a very diverse emotion. There are many different types of it. I mean, I've beaten this game 100% before. I've even done it on this channel like twice now. Even if you don't go for 100%, Spyro 3 still takes the longest. How long till I become a Spyro speedrunner? That's not happening. Any works of French animation worth recommending? I haven't seen it, but I know that everybody really praises the triplets of Belleville, and I believe that is French. Oh, I love Spyro 3 because it is the longest. It's just not the best thing for this particular challenge. And it's better than the Crash Bandicoot series, where the third is the shortest. The status quo as God is pretty goddamn terrible. Honestly, I kind of find it as cheating. Yeah, sure, there's plenty of funny stuff you can do with the ability to blow up the world at the end of every episode, but not every show can be Dexter's Lab, and all too often it just leads to endings being insulting. Am I doing our cartoon president? I'm trying to, yes. Why are you not notified? I don't know. If you were subscribed, you should be. Oh my god. Why do I keep missing one? One gem everywhere, everywhere. It doesn't even matter. Let's go. I can use shortcuts, not passwords, to get more progress than I've already gone through. Yes. And growing around, my characters do change and grow. They get older, even. Screw you, Misty Bug. I don't have to play you today. Screw you, Wild Flight. I don't need to go through you today either. I think all you need is 5,000 gems, which I have. Let's go. And fuck you, Treetops. Bother somebody else. Is there anything that's actually adults only and growing around? Yes, for the most part. There's a place called the Altar Garden, which is kind of like a retirement home. Only the only kid that can get in there is the mayor. And it's the very rare kind of thing. Our Dreamweavers. The game must have been available for legal purchase somewhere. It can't be a free browser game. It needs to have been able to be bought. I mean, if the game is being offered for free nowadays, like Daggerfall, it still counts. But yeah, you can't just make your own Game Maker games. You can still use emulation and stuff. It just needs to have been available for purchase somewhere. What else were you... Powerpuff Girls 2016. In that review, I gave a lot of hope that the show would get better. And in the next couple episodes, it did. Then it went... disgusting. Like, not imagery disgusting, just implication disgusting. Ah! Let me out of the fucking water! Yeah, that is one of the reasons to talk about the wisdom of lived experience, basically. Grim Kitty, I think you're thinking about this all wrong. Why were you not? Because I tried to take it too seriously to its own benefit, but no. Yes, there are definitely things in growing around that are crimes that aren't in the real world. The script Hard Time Out shows a lot of them. Like, the kids that have gotten sent to that world's equivalent of jail did things like blowing out their sister's birthday candles. And if nobody is currently living in a house, you're free to basically go in it yourself. In fact, the society there encourages it because it takes care of the houses while nobody lives there. Right. All you need to do is get to the Beastmakers, beat one level, and you're free to go. As long as you've been getting everything beforehand. I'm still collecting the dragons here because they're checkpoints. And checkpoints are good. Thank you, birthday. Mousy, mousy, where you be? Honestly, I'm probably going to have to train myself on some level to not go for 100% in some of these levels. In some of these games, I'm just so used to at least trying to get everything. It's kind of humorous. It's not 12 ounces mouse's fault that nobody wanted the damn thing. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I need to go. I hate this. I really do. You have to hit the end portal, and if you accidentally press exit level, guess what happens? Nothing. How is death perceived? Good question. I haven't actually gotten to an episode where somebody, like, dies. Like, a lot of characters definitely have dead relatives. Like, it happens quite so often you'd think it's a Disney show. But there are kid characters that have one or both of their parents dead. Oh, did it? I mean, people like it. I don't know why they like it, and I don't know why we keep talking about it. I want to see it. No! Are gender roles the same in the real world? No, they are not. Like, I've written basically the history of the boys and the girls in the world of Growing Around. The episode most prominently in that regard is Tales of Childhood Past. Okay, I am... You know, I really don't like Twilight Harbor. This is... I don't like North Cove very much. Well, no, I won't be doing an episode about SIDS. Like, I don't understand, like, what kind of show some of you people think that I'm making. There we go. There we go, jeez. I like a lot of the jokes I had in that review too, it's just the audio's broken. No, Beastmaker's levels are at the weakest here, I think. I could have sworn I hit the fucking pad. The Scouts, that world's, version of police officers. The Scouts going around that world's version of police officers know basic first aid. I did. Okay, so you need to rescue this guy before it opens. That's weird. Yeah, the tone was definitely a problem too with the review. But they're kind of hand in hand. I was very loud. When will off the wall... Okay, the concept of growing around is not that off the wall. Like, I've never said it was the most original thing in the world. Like, I'm not the first person to think of this. FBI? We haven't exactly got to FBI yet. We're basically at the military at this point, which is what we're working on developing at the moment. Oh yeah, reignite and replace...
Be on the lookout.
Look, I know that we have arising problems of shootings and gun culture is kind of getting out of hand. I say very, very lightly. Or I put it very, very lightly. But replacing guns and removing them from pieces of media, it does nothing. It really does nothing. G3 was fun to complain about, but a lot of the reviews did get kind of samey. Some of them, like Minty Christmas and Princess Promenade, gave me plenty to talk about. Others, not so much. Never get through here without getting hit. The concept of growing around is that it takes place in a world where kids rule the world. They have built up society. And it's their parents who have to follow their rules. A lot of things are fun to complain about. I mean, if complaining wasn't fun, I probably wouldn't have this job. Well, there's basically a place for adults who have no kids to live. Is there any inspiration from Schools Out the musical? No, because my world is a world that has to host stories and make own logical sense. It's not a set piece. So within the episodes, I do have to make sense of things. Not everything, but most things. Thank you. My birthday was over a month ago. But thank you, Lewis. The Drawn Together movie? It's been so long since I've seen that. But I still remember it being a very unpleasant experience. What happens if there are no kids with needed experience? I generally avoid situations like that. But did you even... I don't remember. It was over a month ago. I don't know. Spyro is charging slower than he's supposed to be. One game beaten. Let's see.
Sorry I took so long. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Ginger.
Nasty Gnork.
Nasty Nork is toast.
So now there's order again in the Dragon Kingdom?
Well, Mom,
I can't skip this
still got some
cutscene.
treasure to
Okay.
What will you do next?
I'd say the sky's the limit.
Alright, we only got one game today. I don't think I could take on another right now. But maybe we'll try a couple more tomorrow. Some smaller ones. That's the goal. Game is beaten. We can change this to 1. Yay! Will there be any out-of-context scenarios where kids do... you gotta work on your grammar. Thank you. Games beaten. I'll keep the stream going to the end of the credits. Spyro Dragon was beaten on 8/31/2019 at 9:18 p.m. Will there be a growing around episode on self? That's very vague. I mean, I'm sure themes like that are gonna come up. See ya, Julian. Did you play the new game that just came out? No, I haven't yet. Still not out on PC, or on Steam PC. Do you have an opinion on Yandere Simulator? Not really. Doesn't seem like something that interests me, so I haven't kept track of that. You too. It took me 2 hours to beat this game. just for shits and giggles, let's go to, how does politics work? There are elections, there are no political parties, adults can't vote, but the mayor basically has infinite power, but they can be challenged at any time. Dorby's is. The credits are a lot shorter than I remember. World speedrun record, Spyro the Dragon. I got a time of about 2 hours and 5 minutes. Let's see. Oh, cool. I got close. The world record for any percent is 38 minutes and 31 seconds. It just took me 4 times as long. If I were to submit this run, I would currently have 136th place. Which is excellent. I think. How long to beat Spyro on? This is a website to use, although I beat it in 2 hours, but this website says the main story could be expected to be beaten in 6 hours, so I win! Goodbye, everybody!